There is no question that within a relatively short time we have the technical capacity to wipe poverty off the face of the earth. It isn't a question of the old socialist programs of robbing the rich to pay the poor. All that kind of thinking is entirely obsolete. It is a question of realizing that we are now in 1968, long beyond the age of scarcity, in which we cannot provide adequate and more than adequate necessities and luxuries for every human being on this planet. It is technically possible. The amount we have spent upon warfare collectively since 1914 could have given every human being on earth a comfortable, independent income. And the amount we are spending daily on the war in Vietnam could abolish the problems of almost all underdeveloped nations in the world. But the confusion is, when we suggest the very idea that money doesn't matter, people feel deeply insecure. And if we should go further than that and suggest such outrageous ideas as that in the year 2000 AD there will no longer be taxation, that all utilities will be free, people say, where's the money going to come from? As if money was something that came from somewhere, in the same way as iron, or hydroelectric power, or lumber, or just plain energy. Money doesn't come from anywhere and never did. Money is an invention, in the same way that inches and hours and clocks and rulers are inventions. We have simply to get over. You see, I am a philosopher. I'm not a very highly informed fact man about matters economic and political, but I go down to basic principles. And therefore come with a certain naivete and innocence, like the child who noticed in Hans Andersen's tale of the Emperor's New Clothes that the Emperor was naked. And I see in astonishment in this kind of childish way that people really think that money is necessary. That they don't understand the following simple principle. If you create a technology, and the purpose of that technology is to increase our supply of goods and services, and to make it unnecessary for anybody to perform drudgery, then of course you're getting rid of work. So we have the amazing idiocy to penalize getting rid of work as something called unemployment. To be of the lower social status in which you crawl into a labor office and regretfully receive a dole. Because you see, if money was a convenience to get rid of barter, so that you wouldn't have to go down to the market with a basket of eggs in order to exchange it for vegetables and meat. But if you have nothing to barter with because the machines are doing it instead of you, then the people obviously have to credit themselves for the work done on their behalf by the machines. If they do not do so, the manufacturer will not be able to sell his product. Then what must he do? He invents instead wars and all sorts of disturbances, so that the people will be persuaded to fork out taxes, and the government will be persuaded to overextend the national debt, which is merely a method of issuing credit, in order that the thing may go on. So, you see, the obsession of making money is the thing from which we will, if we're going to survive at all, is the thing from which we must be delivered. Because if you substitute for the idea of money the sensuous experience of real material wealth, you will very quickly realize that you cannot drive 3 cars at once, nor live in 6 houses at once, nor eat 5 breakfasts simultaneously. that there is simply a physical limit to your consumption of the most luxurious wealth imaginable. But the point is that everybody is going to have this without limit, because it is technically possible. And therefore, a very curious thing is occurring, that it is becoming an entire reversal of the Protestant ethic, which was, of course, that human energies cannot be trusted unless most of them are absorbed in hard work, bringing out products. If we are dead tired when we get home from doing that, then the devil finds work for idle hands to do. And there will be pleasure seeking and orgies. And all the perversions that flow therefrom, until finally we become weak, sickly, and a prey to our enemies, and fall apart. There's a certain truth in that. So therefore, we are going to find that in this year 2000, it's not very far off, that we're going to realize it's our sacred and solemn duty to learn how to enjoy total luxury. Very seriously. Because, as I pointed out right at the beginning, talking about utopia today is no longer a sort of wishful fantasy. It's a grim necessity. There is no alternative except utopia to the direction which we are at present taking, the direction of destruction. We've got to have the nerve to stand up and say, yes, we are going to enjoy ourselves as much as possible. Now, let me point out that is a high art. It isn't easy. In case any of you want to feel a little bit masochistic, many people do, because they don't feel that they've contributed to society unless they've suffered during the day. And I want to propose an entirely new and adventurous form of suffering, which is the art of enjoying yourself as much as possible and accepting full-heartedly the real physical possibility of immense prosperity. Because what is fundamentally important for all this change, if it is going to happen at all, and could indeed happen, is a change in the individual human being's consciousness of his own existence vis-à-vis, face-to-face with nature. We have absolutely no idea of experiencing our relationship to the physical universe, as both ecologists and physicists know it to be. The ecologist knows that a human being or any other organism is not something that comes into this world from somewhere else, but is an expression of it, grows out of it like fruit from the trees. And it's absolutely imperative that we realize this. Because only on the basis of that new kind of conception of the human being, or feeling of human existence, can we have the motivation for developing a technology which will cooperate with the environment instead of merely destroying it.